So as you're coming into class today, we'll get into the shoulders. We'll also get into the hips quite a bit. But what I really want to emphasize is there's a space, I know for me in my practice, there's this space, if I'm being super aware in how I'm moving my body, in my breath, that I can come up to my edge within my physical body. And sometimes the stretch there feels really good, and the tendency is to want to stretch past that and get more and think more is better and more deeper is better. And I just like to remind you guys, more isn't better, more is just more. So as best as you can, just coming into a lot of the asanas and the physical practice that we're going to do today, let your breath really guide you in there, and use that tool of awareness that we cultivate in the beginning of class when we're starting here through the breath work and through the mindfulness to sense that edge. And when you find it, rather than being like, oh, there's the edge, I'm going to get more, just stay there and let the breath work. Because oftentimes, especially here in the shoulders, and I think the hips are really similar, when we stretch more, there's actually other muscles around that will come up and kind of try to keep you safe. And so what you want to do is breathe into that space so that your physiology can relax, rather than putting yourself into a situation that feels precarious, maybe at a subconscious level. And then additionally, for those of us that are dealing with low back stuff, and I'm one of those people, I have an old low back injury, just making sure that you're super warm. Things that I found in my practice that are really helpful is taking gentle pulses, not necessarily coming into a position that's energetically intensive and holding it, but instead like finding that gentle movement, I think is really helpful for keeping the blood flowing into those places, and of course, using the core. Yeah. Anybody else have anything going on that they want to chat through real quick? Okay. So we're just going to get started then. Today to start, let's start on our backs. If you have a blanket or a towel nearby, we're going to start in restorative fish posture. And I'm going to show you guys, I've got my towel, you can see it set up on the back of the mat there, and it's just rolled up. What you want to do is place it towards the top of the mat, maybe about 3/4 of the way up. Find a grounded spot through the hips here, and then you're just going to roll the elbows forward here, and let the shoulder blades, the tip of the shoulder blades, come down onto the mat, and then keep rolling the shoulders up and the elbows up. And I give a gentle press down through my feet. It kind of gets me into this space where I can flatten my shoulder blades onto the blanket. Where what you should be feeling there is a evenness, like a planar motion of the shoulder blades onto the blanket. So go ahead and find your way into that position. If you don't have a blanket and you don't have a towel, it totally doesn't matter. Just come down onto your backs. And I'm going to mute you guys. If you have any questions during practice, please feel free to come up and unmute yourself so that you can ask what you need. And we'll just go ahead and start there. So on the backs, arms might be out to the sides. You can take cactus shaped arms if that feels nice. Palms might be up facing up towards the sky or towards the ceiling, depending on where you're practicing. Just go ahead and drop into an awareness of this experience of arriving on the mat, whatever way that shows up for you. Noticing the physical layers here. Oftentimes when we come to a yoga practice, the physical is what speaks most loudly to start. So just give some TLC to that dialogue, TLC to those spaces of the body, giving yourself the opportunity to adjust how you need. And then if it feels okay to you and you're ready, you can go ahead and close the eyes. And it just helps to drop the awareness from being really externally oriented into the self, and be kind. right? As you're making that transition, maybe you close the eyes and just for a moment rest on the surface of the body with your awareness. Taking a few deep breaths in and out there. And then perhaps on an exhale, letting that awareness drop a little bit deeper. Like you almost, sometimes I like to think about swimming on the surface of the ocean and what it feels like to be partway submerged, but still with my orientation towards the outside world, and then to take that deep breath and go underneath the surface of the water. And as you're coming into those deeper and deeper layers, in whatever way that is showing up for you today, you're just breathing, letting the breath remind you of a centering space, letting the breath remind you of a safe space. And just noticing how far down you can breathe until you get to this space that feels really grounded in the body. And to start today, I thought I'd share a reading from a book that I've been reading quite a bit in these classes lately. It's a book called I Am Her Tribe. It's a collection of poetry from Danielle Dobie. And this one is called The Practice, which I thought would be particularly relevant for our yoga practice today. The subtitle is Wonder. I am still learning that when I'm able to move from a space of inquiry within the world around me, instead of from a place of all knowing, I open up the possibility to invite growth in. I do not allow my anxiety to consume me for not having all the answers. I know that fear craves certainty and safety and something concrete, but I trust the freedom of living in the unknown because it's there in this wide open space that I hold the power to create something that has yet to exist. So as you're coming into practice today, for many of us who have a yoga practice or movement practice in general, a lot of the reasons why we gravitate back towards it is because of the way it makes us feel, because of who we get to be, what it allows us to express. And in a degree, there's some certainty to that. But the real magic of the practice, I think, is in treating each time you come back onto the mat or back into this space of movement as a new beginning. And that's hard, harder than it sounds, I think, to show back up with that fresh beginner's mind each time, to embrace that uncertainty, to allow this next 45 minutes or so of movement to be whatever it's going to be for you today. And to really maximize on that, the first thing that we do is drop into this space of awareness and check in with how you're really doing. So what are you bringing onto the mat today? Look for clues in your breath. Look for clues in the physical body. And look for clues in that emotional and mental body. Again, not attaching any judgment, not attaching any story, just noticing all of this as color, right? As flavor, as texture. These are the tools. These are the paints that you get to move with over the next hour. And oftentimes I think we come onto our mat with last practice's paint and last practice's water and the creation that we had from our last practice. But taking the moment now to notice that this is the beginning of a new creation. It's a blank page. It's a blank slate. So notice what you're working with today. What are the tools you have? What are the questions you have? And what are you wanting to cultivate over the next little bit of time that we share together. And we'll go ahead and just take a deep breath in, really feeling that expanse through the lateral space of the ribs, lifting through the heart and exhaling out, finding empty. Deep breath in again, feeling all the breath rushing into the center space of the body, feeling full, and then letting it all fade out. One or two more times here as you see fit. And then if you have a blanket or a towel underneath you, just go ahead and rock off to the side and scoot that out from underneath you. And we're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So no rush to get there. Soles of the feet will come together, knees wide. And options here. Notice if what you're wanting to cultivate in your practice today might be better served through this gesture of expansiveness. If so, bring the arms wide, maybe even cactus shape the arms here. Spread the fingers wide, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to feel a bit more towards your midline, right? A bit more of a check-in towards center. Hand to heart, hand to belly. And just take a few moments here to notice the breath moving in and out of the body. Good. And then gently take the hands to the outside of the thighs and encourage the knees up towards the ceiling, soles of the feet on towards the earth. And we'll keep the arms wide if they already were. If your hands were on the heart and the belly, go ahead and take the arms wide. And just take the knees side to side. So on an exhale, perhaps let the knees fall to one side. Inhale, bring the knees up through center. And then exhale, move to the other side. And you're just getting a bit of a massage here through the hips, through the low back, through the spine. And as best you can, letting this movement map up to your breath. Finding that space of union between the physical and the breath bodies. Good, and then we'll take the hands around to the backs of the thighs and encourage the knees up in towards the center of the body, hands to the front of the knees with the shins, and just get some gentle compressions there. Feeling that relaxing through the front of the hip flexors, that relaxing through the back. If you want to take figure eights here with the hands to the knees, you can stir the thighs around into the hips, or maybe you're just in this compression or side to side motion, whatever feels nice to you. Good. And then we're just going to warm up the core a little bit. Go ahead and bring the knees up over the hips and the shins to parallel. Arms are straight out towards the side and the knees are at a right angle up over the hips. Take a deep breath in and really feel the arms stretch wide. Hold the shoulder blades scoop under. Gentle engagement of the belly button towards the spine and the side walls of the belly towards the spine. And then on an exhale, take the knees to the left, just about halfway. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Continuing here with the breath and just allowing for that gentle energy and fire to start stirring within the belly. So the more you go here through the center, you're squeezing the legs to the midline. You're really engaging the core and allowing for this to be this warming and this connection of your energy to the midline of the body. Good. And then we'll go ahead from here, bring the soles of the feet down onto the earth and bring the right knee up into the chest. Left sole of the foot is on the earth. Good. And we're just going to extend the right sole of the foot up towards the earth. Take the hand to the inside or the outside and the left hand to the hip. And hug the knee down towards the shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Feel the sole of the foot brightening towards the ceiling. On an exhale, hug the knee in closer towards the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Holding here, maybe extending the left leg long down out towards the earth. And then bringing the left sole of the foot back up to the earth and releasing the right foot down. We'll just move right into the other side. Left knee into the chest. Left sole of the foot extends up towards the ceiling, the knees bent, and the hand finds either the outside or the inside edge of the left foot. On an exhale, we're drawing the shin and the knee straight down towards the shoulder. Inhale, release. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, release. Exhale, hug it in and hold. And again, maybe extending that right leg long. The right hand can come down to the front of the right hip here. And then bringing the right sole of the foot back down onto the earth. Release it down. Hands come to the knees. Let them come wide towards the shoulders. One more time, rocking side to side. Good. And then we'll just find our way on up to tabletop. So crossing at the ankles. Coming right into tabletop, hands under the shoulders, knees hip distance apart, taking cat-cow here, which might be really traditional. Hands under the shoulder, and you're finding more of that linear movement here, the heart forward. And then exhale, rounding the spine up, or maybe you want to take it side to side. And then press down through the hands, tuck the toes under, and let the knees come to the outside edges of the mat, big toes tuck, and sit the hips back towards the heels. Just rock it side to side here before we come all the way down into child's, bringing the belly over to one thigh, bringing the belly over to the other, kind of kissing the belly towards the thigh, side to side. And then find neutral, come up onto the fingertips. Walk them forward as much as you can while the heart is also extending forward. And then exhale, round down. Inhale, come back up onto the fingertips. Exhale, round it down. Two more times. Inhale, come on up, fingertips. And release. Last time. Inhale, come on up to the fingertips. And exhale, release. Good, keep the belly low, just lift the gaze here, and walk the fingertips over to the left side of the mat. So you're gonna really anchor back through that right hip. Walking the fingertips to the left side of the mat, folding them forward, and if you want a little extra, take this right hand and stack it on top of the left. And I want you to breathe, almost like you were a fish, and you had gills on the right side of the body. Really breathe into the right space of the body here, as you're anchoring the right hip back. Come back through center on the next inhale. And then exhale over to the right. Again, we'll anchor the left hip back. Maybe stack the left hand on top of the right. And you're breathing space into the left side body here. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, take one last bow here, and then rippling the spine back up through tabletop. Tuck the toes, bring the knees back underneath the hips, hands underneath shoulders. And then tuck the toes here, really open up the soles of the feet towards the back of the mat. Press the hands down and come to hover the knees off of the mat. Engaging the belly here. We're reminding the neck to relax, the muscles of the face to relax. A gentle outward rotation of the upper arm bones, and then keep that outward rotation increasing as you press down through the heels and hands and send the hips back. Keep the knees bent a lot, coming into a bent leg down dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down towards the earth. Inhale, shift the fingertips forward. Exhale, keep the hips over the knees and melt the heart. Inhale, hands back underneath the shoulders. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips back, bent leg down dog. Inhale, lower the knees. Fingertips forward. Exhale, melt the heart between the underarm bones. Inhale, back to tabletop. One more time. Exhale, shift the hips back, belly towards the thighs. Really pressing through the heels of the hands. Bring the knees back down to tabletop. And then exhale, fingertips come forward. Melt the heart down between the upper arm bones and stay here. Maybe each exhale is taking the heart closer towards the earth. Maybe on an inhale, you're actually bringing the heart away from the earth and kind of rounding through the spine. And then exhale, you're softening. So you can make this as dynamic and full of movement as your body moves. Take one more full round of breath. And then exhale, come back into a down dog and any sort of organic movement that you may be needing there. So pedal through the feet, shift the hips side to side. Maybe rock the shoulders forward to plank and then back to down dog a couple times. Again, finding that space where the breath is really what's guiding the movement here, showing you and guiding you into those spaces of the body that might need stretching and spaciousness and warming before we come into our flow. And then from the back of the mat in down dog, we'll inhale, rise up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, gaze towards the front of the mat, step forward, feet hip distance apart. Hands to shins, straighten through the legs and scoop the heart forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, press to straight, keeping the heart moving forward this whole time. Exhale, bend the knees. Belly down to thighs. Inhale, straighten, press with the fingertips, heart forward. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straight. This next time, exhale, bend, bring the belly down towards the thighs. Keep the legs bent and take the palms to the shins. Really press. Elbows are wide. Scoop the heart forward, scoop the tailbone back and stay. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. One more time, deep breath in. Let this next exhale round the heart, the neck, and the head. Over the bent legs and grab for opposite elbows. Drawing the elbows down towards the earth. Shake the head side to side. And then release the hands. Slowly drawing the body up to straight. Really ragdoll the upper body here. Pressing through the feet, stacking the joints. Don't obsess too much over the alignment here. Just press into your natural strength. And come on up. Give a nice little shake. Roll the shoulders. Roll the neck. And then we're going to reach the arms high. Just going to do a couple sun A's. So really simple today. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands. Go ahead and step back into plank, knees lifted or knees down. And we'll all come down onto our bellies. Hands under the shoulders, tops of the feet press. Inhale, scoop the heart forward, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, round it down, tuck the toes, pressing up to tabletop. And then back into down dog. Inhale, rise up high on the toes. Bend the knees a lot, travel towards the front of the mat, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, round. Press to the feet, reverse swan dive, come all the way in. One more time, exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Again, knees lifted or on the earth, your choice, baby cobra or up dog at this point. Inhale, takes you into that back. Exhale, coming back into your down dog. Inhale, rise onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, travel towards the front of the mat. Flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Hands down through heart center. Okay. From here, reach the arms high. On an exhale, interlace the hands around the back of the skull and then lift up through the back of the skull. Feel the tailbone drop, but breathe through the feet. Maybe even rock side to side here to remind yourself of that wide foundation. And then lengthen through the spine. Breathe the next inhale up through the heart and lean the head back. Exhale, awareness comes down to the feet. Inhale, lengthening up through the heart. Exhale through the feet. Inhale, lengthen through the heart. Then exhale, round the spine, touch the elbows towards each other. Inhale, spread the elbows wide. Exhale, elbows towards each other. Inhale, wide. Last time, exhale, elbows towards each other, and we'll stay here for the next breath in. Feeling that breath into the back space of the heart here as you continue to breathe. Being mindful not to press too much down onto the head. So again, we're just finding that sweet spot of the breath. Breathing the stretch. Then inhale, unwind, lift the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Shift the weight to the right foot. On an inhale, the left leg is going to lift. Bend through this standing leg and slowly as you can, soft gaze. Touch the toes towards the back of the mat and lower the knee. Inhale, reach the arms high. Nice. From here, bend this left elbow. So the fingertips might touch the back of the neck. They might touch the back of the skull. Maybe a little bit further. This right arm is going to reach up and around and grab for the left elbow. Just encourage that stretch. And then if you'd like a little bit more, press down through the feet, tuck the tailbone, draw the belly button up and in, and take a gentle side bend to the right. On an inhale, straighten back up through the spine, release the arms high. On an exhale, take the hands to the inside of the right foot. Spin the left heel underneath you. And we're just going to reach the right arm up and high. Reach the left hand to the back so the right knee's bent. The left fingertips are behind the left knee. Reaching up and over. Then exhale, circle the arm right in front of the body. Take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Maybe press the tricep to the inside of the knee. And take the left fingertips up and over. Good. And the more you can press this tricep to the knee and squeeze the knee back into the tricep, you'll feel a nice opening on the inside of the right thigh. Good. Then the left hand circles down, the left heel spins back. Tuck the back left toe, lift the knee. Sweep the right leg back and high. Exhale, down dog. Your choice. Maybe you want to take a flow here, rolling forward. Otherwise, we're just staying in down dog. Good. Then on the next breath in with the left leg, exhale, step it forward towards the left hand and lower the back knee down. Inhale, arms lift high. Right elbow this time bends, dropping the hand behind the head, behind the neck, behind the space between the shoulder blades. Left hand comes up and grabs for the right elbow. Lengthen the spine here first, really press through the feet. Feel this whole posture lifting. Once you have that lift, then take the side bend. Good, then inhale, come back up through center. On an exhale, hands come to the inside of the left foot, spin the right heel underneath you. Right hand reaches back behind the right knee, lift up through the left arm. Good. One more deep breath in there. Then exhale, left hand comes to the inside of the left knee, or the left foot. Press the tricep into the left knee and open up the right arm. Leaning the head back, gaze is lifted here. There's a slight inward rotation of that right pinky finger, so you really feel that upward lifting of the heart. And then land the right hand down onto the earth, turn the front foot. On an inhale, come to stand on the left leg, right leg lifts. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Reverse, come all the way up through standing. And then fold right back down again. On an inhale, shift the weight to the left foot, right leg lifts. Exhale, lower the back toes down towards the earth. We're going to keep the right knee lifted. Inhale, come all the way up through standing. Both arms reach high. Exhale, soften the knees and take the elbows wide here. Drop the tailbone, maybe even give a couple bounces here so you feel that engagement through the legs. The tailbone's dropping, the side bodies are engaged, the elbows are wide. Good, then come to stillness, take a deep breath in, get long through the spine, and on exhale, twist. Right elbow comes forward. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. This time, exhale, twist. Stay here in the twist, and on an inhale, just open up the arms. Palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Maybe point your fingers and thumbs come together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale in, reach forward through the right fingertips, let the torso follow. Right hand comes down. Left arm reaches up. Gaze lifts. Wrap the left pinky finger towards the face and really press through the feet here so you're not sinking into the hips. You're really pressed and engaged and lifted. Exhale, left hand comes down to the outside of the left foot. Sweep the left leg back and high. And again, your choice, maybe moving through a flow, maybe staying in down dog. Taking these moments of in between to really connect back to the breath. Movements here are all about refinding that sense of balance and evenness within the body. On an inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward towards the right hand. Feet are hip distance apart here so you have that stability. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, bend the back knee, elbows come to this cactus shape. And again, some bounces here. So this is just to feel when you can get into this bounce, you know that the muscles are working. If you can't bounce, you're not in a sustainable position with the legs. So really important here. Find that space of stability. Drop the tailbone, lengthen through the head on a breath in, then exhale, left elbow comes around, right elbow comes back. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. Last one, exhale, twist and stay. Feel this left side body drawing forward, right shoulder drawing back. Open up the arms, palms face up. Maybe pointer and thumb come together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Next inhale, reach the left fingertips forward for the left side body growing in length. Heart moves forward over the thigh. Left hand to the inside of the right leg. Open up the right arm. Lean the head back. Open up the heart. Feel that pressing down through the foundation, and that's what allows you to get this ease and opening through the upper body. Then exhale, frame the front foot. On an inhale, come to stand on the right leg, left leg lifts. Exhale, standing forward fold. Flat back, breath in. Melt down on the exhale. Then unwind, come all the way up. And hands on the heart center. Good, eagles next. We'll take it on the right side to start. So shift the weight to the right. Bring the left knee up. Bend through the standing leg and the left thigh crosses over the right. Maybe the leg is out towards the side. Maybe you're gluing the pinky toe in. Maybe you're taking a full wrap. Arms come out to the side, palms up, reach. Then exhale, wrap the right arm over the left. And squeeze here. Before we move from here, squeeze to the inside of the thighs. Squeeze towards the arms. And feel that sense of midline all through the body. And then with the breath, lift up through the pelvic floor and relax down through the shoulders. So almost like you contain and clarify the breath within the torso here. Option to stay, or on an exhale, start to bring the elbows down towards the knees, sending the hips back and the heart forward. Letting the drishti shift as you make this transition. If you're in this forward fold, go ahead and come back up into eagle. We'll all meet there. Then press to straight through the right leg. On an inhale, bring the left knee up and towards the chest. We're gonna meet back in crescent lunge. So send the left foot back. Slowly, slowly landing the left toes. Hip distance apart from the right. Once you have your foundation, press, lift the hips, lift the pelvic floor. Scoop the triceps forward as you lengthen through the torso. Exhale out. Inhale, unwind the arms, reach up high. And then on an exhale, send the arms forward. Interlace all of the fingers and release the pointer fingers. Almost like you were little and you had a little like pew pew gun. Reach it forward. Good. Take a breath in. Exhale, sit a little lower, maybe bend that back knee. On an inhale, straighten through both legs, reach the arms high, along the ears. Exhale, bend. Inhale, press and lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, press and lift. Last one, exhale, bend. This time on the press and lift, turn to face the side of the mat. Toes turn out. Exhale, sit low, hands to heart center. And just move it side to side. Really free form here, just rocking side to side, toes are out. Moving with your breath, option to close the eyes here. And then we're gonna start to transition the torso down between the legs. Good. So you're coming here, toes are still turned out. You're coming into a bit of a flat back, really pressing through the palms here. Good. And then let the hands anchor towards the earth and just side to side. This can be really drippy. And move side to side. Good. The next time the left knee bends and the right leg straights, we're just gonna stay here. Let the hands come underneath the shoulders. Come onto the right heel. And maybe stay exactly where you are. Maybe send the right heel out further, dropping the sit bones down closer towards the left heel. Again, option to stay here. Maybe take the left fingertips wider than the left knee, pressing the tricep in to the left inner knee and open up through the right fingertips. Option to stay there or take a half bind. If you have this half bind, use the hand to press down on the back of the thigh, press down to the left fingertips and the floor to lift the hips maybe even. Roll the right shoulder back and open up through the heart. Good. If you're in that half bind, go ahead and unwind. We'll all meet back in that flat back expression. And then turn around to the back of the mat, spin onto the right big toe mound, frame the front foot with the hands. Inhale, sweep the left leg back and high. Exhale, come down into down dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, keep the hips lifted slightly as you drop the heels to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, drop the heels to the left. Inhale, center. One more time, each side to side. Exhale, heels right. And center. And left. And center. And then your choice from here may be a flow, maybe child's, maybe back through down dog. Next 3 or 4 rounds of breath. And just take those movements as you need them. And then we'll all be back in down dog. Deep breath in together. Exhale it out. One more. Deep breath in. Exhale, side out the mouth. And then the left leg is lifting on the breath in. Exhale, step it forward. Towards the left hand, press down through the feet. Come to stand on the left leg, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend both knees. Tap the right knee to the back of the left calf. Round the chin toward the knees. Inhale, press to straight standing splits. Scoop the heart forward. Exhale, bend, round it in. Inhale, press and straight. One more time. Exhale, bend it in. Inhale, press and straight. And then standing forward, fold at the back of the mat, feet hip distance apart. Bend the knees a lot, belly down to the thighs, hands to the elbows. And just take some bounces. Releasing through the lower back. Maybe this takes you into your side bodies as well. Kind of figure eighting through the forearms. And then find neutral. On an exhale, release the arms. Inhale, start to press, rolling up through standing at the back of the mat. Reaching the arms high. And hands down to heart center. We'll move into eagle to the other side. Shift the weight to the left this time. Right knee comes up, bend the knees, and take eagle. Arms out towards the sides, palms face up. Really reach wide here first. Feel the shoulder blades move apart. Left arm over right. Eagle. If this is too much, eagle with the arms, you can just take the hands down to the shoulders, maybe wrapping around the shoulder blades. Squeezing and finding that midline as we did on the first side. And then lifting through the pelvic floor and pressing down to the shoulders so you feel this almost like the torso is this container for refinement of the breath. Option to stay here or sitting a little lower, bringing the elbows down towards the knees. And then pressing down through the legs, lifting the pelvic floor, coming back up. Good. We'll straighten through the left knee, bring the right knee to the chest, reach the arms high. And then exhale, land the foot back into high lunge. Good. On an inhale, press. Lift all the way up. Breathe both side bodies long. Reach the fingertips forward, interlace the hands. Release the pointer fingers. Take a breath in here, feel your foundation, feel the length of the torso. Exhale, round and root. Then inhale, straight through the front leg, reach the arms high, elbows by the ears. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale, last one. This inhale reaches you towards the side of the mat. Turn both toes out. Exhale, hands down through heart center as the knees bend. And again, side to side. And this is free form, right? So this is the part where you kind of lose a bit of the sense of the structure of the posture and trust in the alignment to move your body. Maybe you start to sit a little bit lower. Maybe the torso comes down between the legs, coming more into a flat back. Next time the right knee bends and the left leg straightens, let the hands come down under the shoulders and we'll stay here. Flex through the left foot and on an exhale, perhaps sit a little deeper. Again, another option to stay just breathing into the inside of this left leg, or the right finger or the right tricep comes to the inside, leave the left arm open. Half bind is also an option. Full bind is even an option. So you doing you in your living room or kitchen or garden or wherever you are. And then we'll release that arm, coming down and walking your way around to back towards the front of the mat, spin onto the left foot, hands frame the front leg, and then sweep it back and high into down dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, roll it forward through plank. This time, exhale, lower it down with the elbows and towards the sides. We're going to come into up dog. So tops of the feet press. For this variation, I want your hips to be really lifted here. Roll the shoulders back, the upper arm goes back, and then drop the hips. So you're not the hips on the earth, you're lifted. Good. Then press even more, lift the hips a little bit, and rock the right hip towards the earth. Come onto the outside edges of the feet. Inhale, come through center, tops of the feet. Rock the hips to the left. Inhale, come through center. And then exhale from here, lower the knees, lower the elbows and towards the sides. Come all the way down towards the belly. Hands stack under the forehead. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper side to side. We'll take the legs long behind us. Legs are hip distance apart. Pinky toes are dialed down. And the left arm's going to come out towards the side. Options here, keep this arm straight or bend cactus arms through the left elbow. Pick up the head, turn the left cheek onto the earth. Right fingertips come out towards the side. Lengthen the right leg up and back and rock onto the left hip. And then a little opening through the shoulder. Maybe kickstanding that left or right toe back behind the hips. Coming back onto the belly, hands underneath the head again, bend the knees, windshield wiper side to side. And then moving into the other side. So the right arm will come out, either straight or cactus shape. Left fingertips out from the shoulder. Lift the left leg and rock onto the right hip. Again, the leg can be lifted or it can kickstand behind you. You're feeling this into the low back, really drop the hips down towards that right heel. Finding that lengthening in the low back so make sure you're not dumping here. Instead, getting the stretch into the front of the left hip flexor and the right shoulder. Good, and then come back down onto the bellies. Bend the knees. Again, windshield wiper. And then we'll let the hands come under the shoulders, tuck the toes, pressing up through tabletop. Exhale around the breath here. Inhale, feel that spaciousness coming back into the low back. Then let the knees come wide, big toes come to touch. Then sit the hips back. Bend the elbows, stack the hands, forehead comes to the tops of the palms, and just rock the head side to side. And a nice massage with the front of the skull. And then back up into tabletop. Let the hands come under the shoulders, knees tuck. Come in back underneath the hips, cross the ankles. And we'll come on back. Scooch forward a little bit. Soles of the feet are going to be on the mat. Knees are hip distance apart, feet are hip distance apart. So take a second to track down through that. Hands to the front of the knees here for a moment. And then just rock side to side with the hips, making sure you can feel into the base of the spine here. And then we'll take the hands to the backs of the thighs. On an inhale, press the hands here into the thighs, roll the shoulders back, open up the heart with the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, lean it back. Good. One more time, inhale, rock up over the sit bones, roll the shoulders back, heart lifts. Exhale, round it back. Good. And then find neutral between those two spaces. So not overly express forward, not overly round it back. See if you can find that space. Use the hands as support here to keep the hip flexors from talking. And then start almost like somebody had your support hands behind your heart space. Start leaning the chest back until you get light into the toes. Options to stay or lift the toes. Shins are parallel here. Again, option to stay. Or release the fingertips forward, palms are going to face up. Take a deep breath in, lift the heart. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. And center. One more time each side with your breath. Making these really smooth. Relax the shoulders, relax the eyes. Find ease here, let all the effort come from the core. Hands come to the shins. Exhale, round down onto your backs. Hug the knees in towards the chest and rock side to side. Good. Okay, so we're going to come into bridge. If you have a block nearby, go ahead and grab it. We're going to do 3 rounds of bridge today, just to get at different parts of the posture. So if you have a block, that's great. You can also use your towel rolled up. That's totally fine as well. Or just listen to the cues and imagine that you have those props with you. You'll still get a lot out of this. So coming into bridge, Knees hip distance apart, heels in somewhat close towards the sit bones. Spine is lengthened on the earth. Press down through the soles of the feet. Start to round up. And then take the block and place it between the inner thighs or the knees. And give a gentle press inward towards the block. So gentle, 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 gentle. Not like Thigh Master from the 80s. Just like super gentle with that pressure inwards. And what I want you to feel there as you're pressing in is this inside of the thighs towards the groin, lighting up a little bit. That is where I want you to feel this inward pressure. Press down through the big toe mounts, and then see if you can release a little bit through the glutes and let that inward midline carry you into the posture, pressing down through the backs of the arms. And you'll notice when you release the glutes, and maybe you just try here, lift through the glutes, you squeeze into the low back. So relax the glutes, press through the midline, press through the big toe mounts. And just notice how your range of motion changes when you take the glutes out of it. And then take your hand to the block. Go ahead and roll down, let the feet step wide toward the outside edges of the mat, and let them fall side to side a couple times. Good. We're going to do that again without the block this time, but same sort of awareness. So if you don't have a block, this is your second set of practice. You use the block on the first side. Now we're using muscle memory. Heels in towards the sit bones, arms down at the sides. Start to roll up through the spine and keep that gentle engagement towards the midline here. Press down through the big toe mounts, wrapping down and in by the inner thighs. Good. And stay. You feel like you can keep all that and also tuck the hands underneath the hips and roll one shoulder back and then the other. Go ahead and do that. Lifting the chin towards the breastbone here. And one more breath of air in and then rolling down. One vertebrae at a time, sending length into the spine as you roll down. Feet come wide, arms come wide. Windshield wiper. Good. Last set here is restorative. So grab the blanket, grab the block, whatever you have around you, a pillow. Feet start in the same position. We're just going to press up through the hips and then slide this block or blanket or whatever you have underneath the hips and come to rest the hips right on to that surface. Sometimes it feels nicer to press through the palms, lift the shoulders and slide the spine back. And then once you're here and you're feeling grounded and secure through the sacrum, maybe the arms come down and out on a diagonal, palms face up. Taking this very, very gentle inversion. Super good for your immune system. The more you're resting here, the more you might start to feel this kind of trickling back of the energy from the legs, back over the belly, back over the heart. And you have the option to stay here if you'd like. You can move, progress a little bit. This isn't move, progress, and make it harder. This is just move and progress to a different experience. You can let the hips turn the block down lower, and then just send the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. The restorative shoulder stand. So I can't stress enough the importance of inversions in general in life, but especially now. Really beautiful way to get things reverse flowing through the system. Super beneficial for our immune systems, as I already mentioned, but also really helpful for mental clarity and energy. Also really helpful for reducing swelling at the tops of the legs. I've heard a lot from folks who are adjusting their working environments right now into their homes, potentially having a little bit less movement, or might even actually be on their feet more right now, especially if you're parenting. The benefits of sending the legs up towards the sky at any point during the day is really lovely. This has been my position for reading my books lately at the end of the day. Just take a couple more breaths in here. And then softening the knees in towards the chest. If you have the block underneath you, send the soles of the feet towards the earth. Press down just enough that you can slide the block out from underneath you. And then come back down towards your backs. Cactus shape with the arms. Again, knees side to side. And then let the knees come towards the ceiling and fall towards the midline. Soles of the feet are towards the outside edges of the mat. Take a deep breath in. Feel the collarbones and the heart lift and spread wide. Exhale out. Feel the low back merge towards the earth. One more time. Inhale. Feel this collarbone and lift through the heart. And then on an exhale, heel toe the feet towards the midline. Knees come wide. Hands come to the heart and the belly. Just rock side to side. And then let that slowly tune down. Coming into this space of physical stillness insofar as the mind can tell the body to move. And then just notice the movement of the breath. Notice the power of the breath. This is like the ocean, how it can go from crystal clear and flat to moody and wavy and tumultuous. It always has that kinetic energy available to it. And see if you can just start to smooth out the waves. Maybe you stay here in Supta. Maybe you want to extend the legs long along the mat and let the arms come out towards the side. Picking your final resting posture, and we'll be here for just a couple of minutes at the end of practice today. And this final resting posture is all about crystallizing the wisdom of the practice into the body. So again, going back to that sort of water metaphor here, using the breath to ground and clear, almost like you could make the whole front space of the body, which is already flat and stationary and smooth and open, let the breath just wash down and wash up. And notice with each round of breath how it's unique, how each round of breath becomes clearer. As you keep that focus on the breath, maybe noticing out of the corner of your experience the way the body is responding to that invitation of clarity and softness and stillness. And during these final moments of Shavasana with the palms facing up, just feeling into that expanse of the body. Noticing how when the tissues and the physiology and the mind and the breath are calm, how much more expansive everything feels, how much more inviting the potential for movement feels. And in this space of opening and softness and potential, seeing if you can just stay open to that sense of wonder rather than taking it by this particular moment and running into the next part of your day and planting this seed of wonder here and of potential. Coming back to our poem at the beginning of class, I'm still learning. When I'm able to move from a space of inquiry within the world around me instead of this place of all knowing, I open up to the possibility to invite growth in. I don't allow anxiety to consume me for not having all the answers. I know that fear craves certainty and safety in something concrete, but I trust the freedom of living in the unknown. It's there in this wide open space that I hold the power to create something that has yet to exist. And honestly, y'all, the world needs you and your power to create. What a sweet space and time of potential and opening that we find ourselves in. Before you move yourself from Shavasana, just giving yourself a bit of a gratitude, that internal nod for staying committed to your practice, for staying committed to being open even when it's hard. And we'll bring the awareness back to the breath, gently inviting in that inhale and exhale. Maybe subtle, maybe big, and any of the movement that follows from there. Again, maybe subtle, maybe big. You do you, and finding your way on up to seated in your own time and your own way. You can eventually rock off to the side body, and if that's the path you're taking, maybe pause there for a moment. Just feel that shift being received and held by your mat, by the earth, by your practice. And then you'll come on up to seated, gently grounding through the sit bones, lengthening the spine. And we'll bring the hands to heart center, gently pressing left to right, taking a deep breath into that heart space. And an exhale out. Again, big, deep breath in, beautiful heart space. And then on an exhale, a gentle inward bow here, just taking a moment to acknowledge everything that conspired to get you on the mat today. And we'll bring the thumbs up to the third eye, lifting the chin slightly in acknowledgement of this practice, this space, this community that gathered today for practice from all over. What an opportunity and a blessing and a gift it is to commune in this way. And for all the lessons the practice may have given us, subtle and otherwise. And for all this, we'll fold forward, sealing our practice today and sending these gifts out into the world where they're so needed. Thanks so much for coming. Namaste, everybody. I so appreciate you guys. I'm unmuting you so I can say goodbye. Thanks, party people.